bond with Lee Min-ho is built of trust, respect, and countless shared moments that have...
Lovely viewers, gather around because today's story is one you'll want to watch till the very end. It's tender, emotional, a little surprising, and filled with the kind of warmth that makes you believe in love all over again. We're diving deep into the moment Song HYE KYO finally opened up about the hidden secret behind her unbreakable bond with Lee Min-ho. A bond fans have admired, speculated about, and celebrated for months. And trust me, once you hear what she revealed, you'll never look at their relationship the same way again. It all began during a quiet, late-night live broadcast that wasn't even supposed to happen. Song HYE KYO appeared with no makeup, no fancy lighting, just a soft lamp by her side and that gentle, serene aura that always makes her look like she's glowing from the inside out. Fans flooded in quickly, dropping hearts, waving emojis, and asking questions. Most expected her to speak about her recent project or maybe tease her next appearance with Lee Min-ho. No one expected her to talk about love, vulnerability, and the surprising foundation behind her bond with one of Korea's biggest stars. But that's exactly what she did. She started slowly, smiling shyly as she sipped warm tea. Then she said something that caught everyone's attention instantly. People think our bond is about romance or chemistry on screen. But the truth is, it's something different, something deeper. Lovely viewers, you could practically hear the internet gasp. The comment section froze for a second. Even her own expression shifted into something heavier, more meaningful. She wasn't teasing, she wasn't being playful. She was ready to reveal something real. What she described next was nothing short of surprising. She shared that during some of the hardest moments in her life, moments she never spoke about publicly, Lee Min-ho was the one person who consistently showed up without being asked. Not with grand gestures, not with dramatic speeches, but with quiet, steady presence. She said, "The bond we have, it comes from a place of healing. He understood my silence when I couldn't express myself. That kind of understanding is rare. Imagine hearing that live." Fans in the comments started typing long strings of shocked emojis, heart reactions, and messages of encouragement. Some even cried right there during the broadcast, typing things like, "Uni, you deserve all the love," and "This explains everything." And truly it did. It explained the soft looks, the comfortable moments, the way they stand close even when they're pretending to be casual. It explained the silent comfort between them, a comfort you can't fake. But then, lovely viewers, Song HYE KYO revealed something even more intimate. She told a story that fans had never heard before, the one moment that cemented her bond with Lee Min-ho forever. It was a night after an event that left her emotionally drained. She didn't tell anyone how she felt, didn't ask for help, didn't message friends or family. She simply went home, closed the door, and sat alone in the dark, overwhelmed. Minutes later, without her saying a word, she got a message from Lee Min-ho. Not something dramatic, not something romantic. Just 5 words. "I'm outside. No pressure." She laughed shyly as she described it, saying she didn't even know how he sensed it. She didn't open the door right away, but she knew he wasn't going to leave. Eventually, she stepped outside and found him sitting on the stairs, hoodie up, quietly scrolling through his phone like it was the most normal thing in the world. She said it felt like the universe telling her she wasn't alone anymore. That simple moment, him waiting without expectations, without questions, became the secret anchor, as she called it, behind their bond. Not a dramatic confession, not a cinematic romance, but a small human moment of being seen. "That's when I realized," she said softly during the live, "this person is not just passing through my life." Lovely viewers, imagine the emotions. Fans were stunned. Messages poured in. "This is real love. Lee Min-ho is amazing. No wonder they're inseparable. This is why their energy is different." The live suddenly felt like a confession booth filled with warmth and admiration. But Song HYE KYO wasn't done. She shared that their bond grew stronger because they respect each other's scars. They don't try to fix each other, don't try to force growth, don't push for perfection. They simply support, understand, and encourage. "Sometimes bonding isn't loud or dramatic," she said. "Sometimes it's quiet, gentle, consistent. And that's what he has been, consistent. Even Lee Min-ho's name made her eyes soften in a way that fans immediately recognized. She didn't deny their deep connection, didn't hide behind vague statements, and didn't pretend they were just colleagues. Instead, she spoke with honesty, something fans have been craving for so long. What truly made the moment unforgettable was when she added, in almost a whisper, "He is the person I trust in ways I never expected to trust again." That sentence alone sent shockwaves through the fandom. The comments exploded. Some viewers literally said their hands were shaking. Others confessed they had to replay that line multiple times just to process it. And then came the moment that absolutely melted everyone's hearts. Song HYE KYO admitted that Lee Min-ho once told her, "You don't have to be strong with me." She said that line stayed with her for months because it was the first time in a long time that someone gave her permission to simply be. Not an actress, not a public figure, not someone with expectations on her shoulders, just a woman. Lovely viewers, can you feel that warmth? Can you imagine how deep a connection must be for someone to say those words and mean them with their whole heart? She ended the live with a smile that looked both relieved and grateful. She said, "Our bond is unbreakable not because it's perfect, but because it's real." And with that, she waved goodbye, leaving the world buzzing with emotions. So what exactly is the secret behind their unbreakable bond? According to her, it's trust. It's presence. It's understanding without explanations. It's gentle support in silence. It's the kind of love that grows in the spaces where words aren't needed. Lovely viewers, this revelation didn't just confirm what fans have been sensing, it deepened it. Their connection isn't just chemistry, it's history, it's healing, it's something rare, precious, and deeply human. When Song HYE KYO ended that emotional live broadcast, fans thought that was the peak, the moment that would linger in everyone's hearts for weeks. But what happened after that live stream proved that the bond between her and Lee Min-ho isn't just strong. It's something almost spiritual in the way it unfolds. Right after she logged off, the internet exploded. Clips went viral. Millions of fans began rewatching the moment she whispered that she trusted him in ways she never thought she would again. And while the world buzzed with excitement, something quieter happened behind the scenes. Something that showed just how deep this connection really runs. Sources close to them revealed that Lee Min-ho saw the live stream shortly after it ended. And when he watched her talk about that night, he sat on the stairs to comfort her without words. He reportedly paused the video multiple times, overwhelmed. According to someone near him, he sat back, sighed, and said softly, "She remembers everything." That one sentence alone speaks volumes. Lovely viewers. It shows that what seemed like small gestures to him were monumental to her. And knowing that touched him deeply. But here's where it gets even more heartwarming. Instead of calling her immediately, instead of rushing into a conversation that might feel too emotional after such a vulnerable confession, Lee Min-ho did what he always does best. He showed up for her in the most gentle, natural way possible. The next morning, before she even woke up, he sent her a message. "Good morning. You were brave last night." A simple sentence, yet filled with so much understanding, so much quiet encouragement. The kind that says, "I saw you, heard you, and I'm here." Lovely viewers, imagine waking up to that. Imagine pouring your heart out publicly, unsure of how it would be received, only to be met with pure reassurance from the one person whose opinion matters most to you. It's no wonder their bond feels unbreakable. They communicate in a language that doesn't require many words. That morning, Song HYE KYO reportedly smiled for a long time at her phone before responding. A close friend of hers shared that she whispered, almost embarrassed but incredibly touched, "Why is he always like this?" And by this she meant thoughtful, consistent, quietly protective, always tuned into her heart even when she doesn't speak. And here's where the story gets even more beautiful. Later that week, they met up for a scheduled photo shoot, but the atmosphere on set was completely different. Crew members said they walked in together, side by side, with an energy that felt lighter, softer, almost like two people who had finally acknowledged something unspoken between them. Song HYE KYO looked more relaxed than usual, while Lee Min-ho kept stealing gentle glances at her, the kind you give someone when you're proud of them. At one point, when she laughed at something a stylist said, he looked at her so fondly that a makeup artist literally stopped blending foundation because she was too stunned. These aren't rumors, lovely viewers. This is what people present on set actually said. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't romantic in a performative way. It was simply two people who had reached a new level of emotional closeness. But the moment that truly showed how unbreakable their bond is came during a break. One of the staff members asked HYE KYO if she felt nervous after revealing such deep things online. She hesitated, looked at Lee Min-ho and said softly, "I wasn't nervous because I knew he wouldn't let me fall." It was such an honest statement that even he froze for a second. And viewers, you know that tiny smile Lee Min-ho does. The one where he presses his lips together, looks away for a moment, and then looks back with softened eyes? Yes, he did exactly that. Then he walked closer and jokingly said, "I thought we agreed you wouldn't expose me publicly." But his tone was warm and laced with affection. She laughed, nudged him playfully, and crew members swear the energy between them could light up an entire room. Lovely viewers, the continuation of this story is not just about romance. It's about emotional safety, something rare, something precious. HYE KYO's revelation didn't just uncover their bond. It strengthened it, deepened it, turned it into something almost sacred. And this next part, get ready because it's even sweeter. After the photo shoot, when everyone was packing up, Lee Min-ho walked ahead and opened the door for her. Something he always does, but she paused before stepping out. She looked at him quietly and said, "Thank you for being there when I needed someone the most." He didn't respond right away. He just looked at her, soft and steady, then said with complete sincerity, "I'll always be there. You don't have to ask." Lovely viewers, imagine hearing someone say that. Imagine the comfort in knowing that no matter how loud the world becomes, there is one person who remains with you silently, without demands, without pressure, just presence. This is the true secret behind their unbreakable bond. Not grand gestures, not dramatic confessions, not public declarations, but quiet loyalty, understanding, gentle, unwavering care. And here's the most touching twist. Insiders say that after all of this, HYE KYO has started opening up more, smiling more, and letting herself be vulnerable in ways she hasn't allowed in years. Lee Min-ho, on the other hand, has become even more protective, more intentional, more present in her life. Photo shoot wrapped and Lee Min-ho told her, "I'll always be there. You don't have to ask." There was a silence between them. Not awkward, not heavy, but meaningful. The kind of silence where two people understand each other without speaking. Where the emotions are so real that words would almost interrupt the moment. HYE KYO looked at him with softened eyes, the kind that show both gratitude and affection, and Lee Min-ho gave her a small reassuring smile. Crew members passing by noticed the stillness between them, a stillness that didn't need explanation. It felt like an unspoken agreement, a promise gently settling in the air. When they stepped outside, the sun was already setting, casting a warm golden glow over everything. The driver approached, ready to take them home separately as usual, but something unplanned happened. As she moved toward her car, Lee Min-ho quietly said, "Come with me instead. I want to show you something." Lovely viewers, imagine the flutter in her chest in that moment. She paused, slightly surprised, but something in his voice, calm, sincere, made her nod without hesitation. The staff exchanged knowing looks, because they had seen hints of this closeness, but this felt like a new step entirely. They got into his car, and the drive was quiet at first. HYE KYO looked out the window, watching the city lights blur softly, while Lee Min-ho glanced at her every so often, checking that she was comfortable. Eventually she asked gently, "Where are we going?" And he replied, "Somewhere peaceful. Somewhere I go when I need clarity." This wasn't a romantic surprise or a dramatic confession. It was something far more intimate. Taking someone to a personal place, a place tied to your emotions, is a deeper form of trust than any grand gesture. They drove for almost half an hour until they reached a hill overlooking the Han River. It wasn't a famous tourist spot. It wasn't crowded. It was quiet, serene, and spacious. The kind of place where the world feels like it pauses for you. They stepped out of the car, and Song HYE KYO inhaled deeply. The cool breeze brushed her hair back and she whispered, "It's beautiful." Lee Min-ho stood beside her and said softly, "I come here when I need to breathe, when life gets heavy." Lovely viewers, think about the magnitude of that moment. He didn't take her to a place for show. He took her somewhere sacred, a sanctuary of sorts, and shared it with her as if saying, "You're someone I trust enough to see me when I'm vulnerable." They sat on a bench overlooking the twinkling city lights. For a while they said nothing. Then slowly Lee Min-ho began to speak. "You were brave to say those things during the live," he said. "I didn't expect you to share that moment with the world." She looked at him, cheeks slightly warm with emotion, and admitted, "I didn't expect myself to say it either. Just came out. But it felt right." He nodded, looking at the river. "Sometimes the truth comes out when it needs to," he said. "And sometimes, the truth is what sets us free." It was then that she told him something she had never said aloud. Something heavy, something healing. She said, "When you texted me that night when you waited outside, it wasn't just comfort. It reminded me that I deserved kindness again." Lovely viewers, if you could have seen the way Lee Min-ho turned to her then, not with shock, not with pity, but with a deep, aching softness, you would understand why fans often say their bond feels written in the stars. He lifted his hand slightly, then hesitated, unsure if he should reach for hers. But she noticed his hesitation and gently placed her hand into his, as if saying, "You don't have to ask either." That simple touch, fingers intertwined, palms warm, heart steady, spoke louder than any confession. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't staged. It was real. They sat like that for a long time, watching the river shimmer under the moonlight. And then something remarkable happened. Not planned, not rehearsed, just natural, honest emotion. Lee Min-ho finally shared his side of the story, the part fans never knew. He admitted that on the night he waited on her stairs, he had a feeling she needed someone. He couldn't explain it. He just felt it. He said, "When someone becomes important to you, you sense their pain even when they say nothing." Song HYE KYO's eyes glistened, not with sadness, but with something softer, recognition. Then he added, voice low and sincere, "You were trying so hard to be strong alone. I didn't want you to feel like you had to be." Lovely viewers, imagine those words settling into her heart. Imagine the warmth, the reassurance, the overwhelming sense of safety in that moment. She squeezed his hand and whispered, "You made me feel seen again." This wasn't a confession of love. It wasn't an official declaration. It was something deeper, a meeting of two souls who had been wandering through life, carrying silent weights, and finally realized they didn't have to carry them alone anymore. As the night grew quieter, Song HYE KYO leaned her head gently on his shoulder. No cameras, no scripts, no audience, just two people finding solace in each other's presence. Lee Min-ho didn't move away or stiffen. He simply shifted slightly to make her more comfortable. The gesture was so small yet so full of emotion. It said, "Stay as long as you want. I'm here." They stayed like that until the city lights began to dim. And when she finally lifted her head and said softly, "Thank you for bringing me here," he replied in the gentlest tone, "I wanted you to know that you're not alone, not anymore." Lovely viewers, their bond evolved not because of romance, not because of dramatic moments, but because of trust, vulnerability, and the courage to let each other in. And now, insiders say something has changed between them, subtly but undeniably. They talk more openly. They check on each other more frequently. They laugh a little deeper. They share more quiet moments, the kind that shift relationships into deeper territories. Their connection isn't just unbreakable. It's growing, maturing, unfolding like a story that's just beginning to reveal its most beautiful chapters.